A new special screening has begun! Visit the box office for more info. Welcome back to Persona Q2 New Cinema Labyrinth, where Kanji is glomping Morgana, and we are about to, go fight some imposter police shadows, and also, hopefully finish the rest of this floor of, Genetic Land. Yeah, I had a feeling I'd get a new item out of this. Oh, it's just the poncho. +1 agility. 50 defense, though. 2 magic and 1 luck on Morgana's pretty good. Might hold off on more stuff, because there's a better armor for men, and I'm pretty sure I know where we're going to get that bullhorn that it requires. Thank you, Rise! Also, can I sacrifice something into Bereth to get bind arts? Because I know that I grabbed... Yeah, I got that Phoenix. Oh, Recalm, though. That is not a bad skill to have access to, especially when I'm dying as much as I am. Sacrificing you into Bereth will give me bind arts. However, might be able to buy something out of the compendium. Have I sacrificed Yaxini before? I have not. Okay. And that will level up Bereth. Great. No, I don't. Succeed and don't succeed. That feels like a mistranslation to me. As I've said many other times when I've covered Japanese games, it can be easy to mistranslate dialogue choices because they're often stored in a separate part of the script from their actual context. And so we get bind arts, and I am immediately registering Bereth again. Okay, I am seeing what Bereth can turn into via 2-layer fusion, especially via... Okay, that's actually gonna get me a lower ranked persona, but it will get me all 3, oh, I can only pass down 2 things. I am saving in case there's an accident. I cannot afford an accident on this. This is giving up disarm, but Scarecrow bind arts. Because as I've said, Agility Bind is probably the best bind in terms of what resists it. So now this High Pixie... Oh. Although I can only pass down 2 more things, and I'd like to pass down Recalm. You have Resist Nuke at base, which makes you good for Haru. I think I will actually do this. It's painful to not have Recalm, but I do have Revival items. Because I do want Neko Shogun. So yeah, apparently the thing that makes Gamori really annoying to make is that Bifrons, apparently requires you to either get very lucky with Persona drops in Kamoshida Man, or a triple fusion, which we can't do yet. So now, to the box office, where we will begin this quest. Officer Imposter. Could the culprit be a policeman? It can't be! But shadows lurk everywhere in Kamo City, even among its law enforcement. Will the case be solved? I'm pretty sure all their law enforcement are shadows, but, the thing about this, though, is somebody in the comments pointed out to me that you're not actually required to use the entire cast of a special screening. You're just heavily encouraged to because they're always motivated. And so they'll gain more experience. Oh, nice one, Elizabeth. You were so close to getting sued there. Well, I mean, the original quote was over 8,000. It's funny, I actually got into, like, the meme way later than most people, so to me, like, I was quoting over 9,000 long after everyone else was finding it tired. Well, that's true, yeah, Elizabeth has a power level much higher than 9,000. Yeah, so the shadows in here saw Cortone's disguise and thought, you know what, that sounds fun, let's all do it. Now, the thing that makes me find this quest hilarious is, well, you'll see. No, he's probably going to attack us because he's a shadow after all. Yeah, so this is one of those who is lying puzzles. In other words, it is literally just the where is the captain mission in Sonic 06. It's actually hilarious how similar these missions are. Unfortunately, this one cannot be solved just by talking to the first guy you meet multiple times. I feel like Futaba would be good at Among Us. I was recently playing a bit of a visual novel mystery game, and the moment they said the culprit is Among Us, and this game far predated Among Us, by the way, I was like, oh, why can nobody take those words seriously anymore? It is admittedly really cool, though, how Among Us, like, first came out many years earlier, but then, it didn't become really popular until lockdowns. Okay, I have saved, so let's see what happens if I choose this. Yeah, it still lets you go in. You don't need to have everyone. But I am going to bring everyone because I want to. I have Yusuke here too, because it's a lower level dungeon, so might be a good time for him to safely get a bit more experience. Well, that's interesting music. So yeah, this one's classified as a mystery. Different special screenings have different classifications. And yeah, this one locks out almost half the map. One thing that I do really like about this is that the police cars are actually, like, relevant objects you can examine now. They're not just part of the background anymore. So yeah, Futaba herself is actually on the field, though, yeah, Rise got sick from being on the field in the other labyrinth, so let's just be careful. Oh, there's one right behind me. Yeah, true. Does Naruto still have, like, an official police badge in here? Oh no, he's back. Marked with double ones. Okay? So yeah, oftentimes in puzzles like this, it pays to have a Word document up, or, you know, a notepad if you're ancient. Sadly, not a lot of people using pen and paper anymore. So that you can write down the clues. So, 7755 says the fake has double ones. It'd be really funny if, just like the captain mission, this one was the real fake. Yeah. I'm just noticing on the map, the FOEs here, the Buster Girls, are still yellow. They're actually in their low 20s as far as levels go. Skull is not the one to be asking where cops are, just saying. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of cars around here. We should just examine all the cars. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's well, we don't need to worry about breaking any laws because this is a fictional labyrinth world. Oh, okay, the searchlight terminal will tell us where they are. That's actually kind of cool. Again, making use of the dungeon objects in ways that they didn't when you first went to the dungeon. So a lot of people say that I scroll this text too fast. This is a side quest, though. It's just that, like, I've tried, like, reading the, like, reading out the dialogue out loud. Okay, that's 11222. But it just doesn't really work for me. I did that back in my Sky the Third playthrough, but it didn't really, yeah. So, yeah, 1122. Which means this is a potential suspect. The officer in the car with double fours is real. This is very similar to the Find the Captain mission, actually. But I still want to check through to see if there are any treasure chests here. Yeah, I had a feeling there'd be something around here, given that we have no other reason to go into this area. Okay, well, that's a treasure spot, not an actual chest. But there is another police car here. 4411. So that's another potential suspect if the first one is correct. Double sevens is suspicious. Sorry about the Among Us stuff, but I literally just wrote in my notes 77 sus. But, like, that's where, like, okay, like, people have said sus is short for suspicious for a long time, way longer than Among Us has existed. But part of the reason why shorthand became so common in games like Among Us is because oftentimes when you've just got pure text chat, you need to, like, have some kind of shorthand to refer to things. So instead of just using the long-winded way of saying so-and-so is suspicious, you just say so-and-so is sus. That thing kind of looked weird going through the doorway. Okay, yep, there is yet another cop car here, 1177. There's actually two of them here. He's the culprit, grab him! I love that sequence. I love everything from the P4 anime. Oh, okay. 1110 is sus, according to you. But you have double sevens. Two crit fails and two lucky sevens. That's kind of funny. I just don't like the way that, like, Daggerheart handles, crit successes. In the sense that, okay, that one's not marked. Yeah, it's the same one, even though there's two cars there. But, like, any doubles in Daggerheart is a crit success. I'm gonna check around this corner, just in case there's a chest. Nope. Yeah, but now we can use this to hack and see if we can find the other cars. Oh, okay. Well, that's unfortunate. That is actually kind of annoying that one of these is a red herring. Searchlight is still active in here. No obvious chest. Oh! Oh, my navigator is showing me the chest here. Yeah, the chest radar is actually great for special screenings. I just kind of realized. Oh, okay, well, I mean, we've clearly already, you know, encountered some fake shadow police officers, but these aren't the fakes we're actually looking for. So, sleuth insights plus bind arts. Still nothing. It's funny to hear somebody say Naoto without adding Kun there. Like, just with no honorific at all. And that's a... Oh, Raiju. Yeah, Raiju doesn't really show up in the main Persona games that often. Also, I don't see Raiju's 2D art that often. It's more of a Persona... Also, we've got a blank card there. Thankfully, I don't go into your inventory because they're key items. But yeah, they're mostly I don't said shadow. They're not a shadow. They're not a persona. They are a demon from the PS2 Shin Megami Tensei games, like Nocturne and the. They're definitely in the DDS games. In fact, they might not even be in Nocturne now that I think about it. Okay, didn't seem like there were any cop cars over there. Okay, good. There is a chest here. No, instant kill bless attack. I was going to talk about the way in which instant death has been nerfed when I first got, like, one of those skills. But let's do the hack here. I guess next time I fight, I can talk about how they've been nerfed. 5-second hack. I do like that Naoto and Futaba get to interact a little bit more, because Naoto is a little bit nerdy. Okay, so... Are there any that I am missing? One way back earlier. Okay, it has been pointed out to me that Swordbreaker is a 20% chance to reduce damage by 50%, not a 50% chance to reduce damage by 20%. Yeah, since we don't have any win, that battle's more trouble than it's worth. Okay, so that is 1110. Have we already talked to 1110? No, we haven't. And according to 1177, 1110 is sus. Also, ripped guy only taxi. Okay, 7755 is real. And yep, that is all of them. It kind of makes sense that there aren't that many of them, because otherwise this would get really complicated. Yeah, I've already written some of this down. So the first one said the fake one is riding in a car. So the first one says double ones is sus. 7755. 1110 says 7755 is legit. 1122 says double fours is real. 4411 says double sevens is sus. And 1177 says that 1110 is sus. Okay, so going over this myself, here's the thing. You kind of have to find which one of them can be true, like, can be a lie without... Because assuming only one of them is a lie, you have to find out which one of them can be a lie without ruining the validity of any other statements. And so at the moment, I'm kind of concerned with something. So, for example... So, 4411 says that 77 is sus. If that is true... 77 is lying about 11 being sus, and there are two with 11s in them. There are 1122 and 1177. So 1110 says 5577 is real. If that's true, though, 55 is saying that one with the 11s is sus, and that is 1110, so if that's real, that means that he's kind of making himself look sus that way. But there are actually... Wait, hang on. All of the others have 11s, so the first one... That could be referring to actually quite a few things. 1122 says the one with the 44s is real. And now the 44s is saying that one with triple sevens is sus, which would imply that it's either 1177 or 7755. If it's 1177, 1177 is accusing 1110. And if 1110 is lying... But if 1110 is lying, then that would also mean that... that 7755 is lying, because 1110 said that 7755 is real. And that would mean that there would be two liars. Yeah, it does seem like, if you corroborate all the information, 1177 does seem the most likely. Yeah. Naoto's probably going to outline some of this logic now. So yeah, if we assume that 1177 is the only lie, and they say that 1110 is sus, then can everything else be true? Well, yeah, the first one is true, because then he's suspecting an 11. The second one is true because he says the top one, he says 7755 is real. The third one says the 44s is real, and that also can be true. And then the other one says 77 is sus, and that can be true because 7711. So yeah, I think that it would be 1177. I really hope that I'm not horribly wrong about this. Yeah, obviously we have to make sure that we're prepared. I unfortunately don't have any wind on this team, though. So I hope that that officer doesn't bring any change relics for backup. The fact they drew attention to crit fails lucky 7s, though. When Naoto has an idea, then it usually means something awesome's about to happen. Well, I mean, that was pretty blunt. Yeah, I was right about this logic. There's more than one liar. Yeah, that literally just means the culprit is you. So, again, I hope that backup is not change relics. Oh, no, it's elite pop shadows. Monomaniac Fuzz. Okay, these are weak to curse, and they're also susceptible to sleep pretty heavily. And they resist every bind heavily except agility bind. Most other ailments are not effective, though. Okay, luckily we do have multiple curse users in this party. Well, let's use you as a meat shield. Okay, they are immune to both confusion and poison, so I'm just gonna giant slice. However, they are vulnerable to Scarecrow. Guess we're showing off that thing that I keep saying about agility bind being amazing, and oh yeah, that's kind of painful. Yeah, that was 90 damage with the damage reduction from the line guard. However, now they're both agility bound, their physical accuracy is going to be insanely low. So this should be going a lot smoother. I do kind of like the dark uniforms these ones have. It's basically just a model swap, but it is kind of effective in making them look very different. Okay, all people all attack, let's go. Yeah, they are really bulky. I probably do need some healing here. I would also like to set up Orb of Power, though. Oh, wait, they are still both agility bound. But that does mean they'll be going last in the turn. So I can probably afford to have Ryuji heal himself with Honey Popcorn. Just use that Renewal Ray and just keep hitting them with the curse attacks. And eventually they'll go down. Just gotta keep track to make sure the agility bind stays up. Oh, okay, you're referring to Naoto by surname. One of them is out of agility bind, and that could be a problem. Oh, that's really bad. Oh, everyone's referring to Naoto by last name. Ugh, still not down. It sucks, but Yusuke might be missing out on the experience, even though I specifically brought him to get experience. Die, please! Well, one of them did. End shot. Ow, okay. Well, that was one of my curse users, however, I still have one curse user left. Oh, that would have been really great if that had ended it. Okay, there we go. I cut out a lot of that fight because they're really just big meat shields that just don't do much except hit you and take a lot of hits to go down. Okay, at least Yusuke finally levels up. And no one learns anything new. But yes, that took longer than I expected, but the case of the sus officer is now done. Well, I mean, you know, he was a pretty dangerous shadow, so I guess that makes sense. Amazing work, detective, and I'll say the other detective did well too, because, you know, agility bind was really helpful. We all solved it together! Wow, I can't believe you were actually allowed to say Watson with the... I mean, granted, you know, they weren't making that... It wasn't like, you know, Grey's Attorney made it pretty public that Sherlock Holmes was a main character, so of course the Doyle estate would realize. But here, you know, you know, estate probably wouldn't notice a non-Sherlock Holmes game making just one little shout-out. It's funny, that thing I was talking about earlier is actually on a deserted island. Yeah, that is, like, the actual thing that, like, the majority of the characters who would be protagonists in detective fiction would probably be doing more desk work, when it comes to, like, actual, like policing. Like, a lot of the protagonists of British mystery dramas are DCIs, because that's, like, the minimum rank you can have in order to investigate a murder, but apparently they typically just delegate, like, they're not really the ones actually doing the legwork. Yeah. It's kind of cool these two can bond over something like that. Although I get the sense that Futaba was absolutely a John Locke shipper in Sherlock. I don't know how long before her time that would have been, but she probably would have shipped that if she had watched that. I still think that BBC Sherlock was fine for the... Okay, Season 1's decent, Season 2 is amazing, Season 3's okay, and Season 4 is, it isn't really just Season 4, it's really just the last episode of Season 4 that's just really, really not good at all. If you want to see a hilariously bad Sherlock Holmes story, watch the finale of Season 4 of BBC Sherlock. And it's all thanks to me, Joker, you weren't even in that screening. I mean, Naruto would be like 5 years older by the time of the later, of Persona 5, so yeah. Again, I really feel like the current status of Naruto in P5's timeline is currently, like, on the run from Shido. Because I still headcanon that the public safety division that Naruto is investigating at the end of Arena Ultimax is connected to Shido's conspiracy. Because, like, they're trying to suppress shadow incidents. Like, it makes sense. And, like, public safety division in giant air quotes is totally the kind of organization Shido would come up with. So, obviously there's gonna be another special screening specifically dedicated to Akechi and Naoto, who both just leveled up. Rise, don't be excited about Crew getting stronger, it's not good for us. Yeah, and that's the only special screening we have access to right now. So still 2 more to complete before we get the one that requires 5. And that one's particularly special because, I'll just say it right now, that's the one that unlocks triple fusion, so I want to do that as soon as it becomes available. But now we have the large drink recipe. So we can now get the clarity bottle. Water that purges bodily impurities. Cures ailments for 1 row. That's actually pretty solid. I am kind of taking up a lot of my inventory space with consumables. But I do want more Undying Foul. So who's motivated to finish Genetic Land? Oh, Yukiko. I'll take that. I haven't used her for a little bit. There are actually going to be some pretty big things happening towards the end of this floor, so that'll be saved for the next part. For now, I want to explore as much of this floor as I can without doing that, which may be not a lot. I'm not as familiar with exactly where the events in this game happen, but I'll try my best. Okay, we can use this shortcut to circumvent that FOE. Now, yeah, I didn't want to bring Morgana here, but... Oh, that's actually a good thing for you. Okay, there we go. It's your signature ability. Low chance of death counter when battle starts. Auto. Oh, do I really want Muffra? You got a really packed skill set as is, and I kind of want all of these, and that's your... I mean, to be fair, though, although we do have, like, potentially Nuke-Bane Lexis, and we will need Nuke and Psy for the boss fight, but having Ma skills for those elements is also detrimental. So yeah, I'm going to stick with single target for now. Yeah, I didn't actually really want to bring Morgana to this, but I don't have any wind on my sub-personas, and he is currently the only wind user that I have. But that may change soon. We are swiftly approaching, I say swiftly very intentionally, the point where that will change. Also, hi there. Yeah, if we walked into that from the side, we would get a guaranteed preemptive. Also, don't step on that tile right there. That's going to end very badly. Don't touch that gigantic dinosaur anus, it's a bad idea. I will take Futaba's advice here. Okay, no traps. Not yet, at least. But it looks like there is a chest up here. Not quite there, though. Another shortcut. Oh, it's the map chest. Cool. So how much more we got? Yeah, that's pretty much to be expected, just filling out the rest of this area. 51 play coins, yep. Apparently, like, a bunch of people have, like, shook their DS to, get more play coins. But I've never really needed to do that. I am gonna have to do the whole, gate puzzle again, just to step on a couple of those tiles, which is annoying, but I'm gonna have to. At least it's not the first queue where you had to intentionally step on SP draining trap tiles to complete some maps in the second dungeon. Maeha. Yeah, it sucks getting rid of like that, but I can always just not register you. I would actually kind of like Maeha at this point. I would really like to fuse up some of these personas, but most of the stuff that I can make out of them is like in the low 20s, and my wild level isn't that high. But it may actually be kind of soon. Yeah, it immediately de-aggroes if you go through, like a door. But yeah, I want to aggro you and have you chase me around this area just so that I can step on those two tiles that you were previously blocking. Am I going to end up getting stuck? Just to be sure, I'm going to go here, here. Ooh, crap. Okay, that's not good. Must risk life for floor tile! And yet that's guaranteed enemy advantage because it was right in front of me. Oh yeah, it can bind you. Thankfully, it's not an FOE that can use agility bind, because that would be really terrible. Well, okay. Oh yeah, that's a whole row hitting attack. Okay, good. I did have Vanish Balls, granted. But I need to use a Go Back K now. Oh, just barely not enough for an all-out finisher, but we still got this. Oh, okay, power. I wanted to make a better one of those myself, but I'll definitely take the fodder. How close is Yu's sub-persona to leveling? Really? Oh yeah, actually, it is very important that you level up Yuki Joryo, so I should probably explain why I'm doing this. Yuki Joryo gets double link. Also, double link is its blank card transfer ability. It's kind of more elegant to say skill card ability, but skill cards aren't in this game, so I can't say that. But yeah, it is the one that gets that, and being able to use a wild card to transfer that onto, that's a total dead end, huh? Onto FemC at this point would be really useful. So, I want to at least register her when she gets that. It was a total coincidence that I had Resist Ice on Yukiko. I just gave her Incubus for the binds with her high luck stat. I completely forgot that it had Resist Ice. Okay, Mutudi. There it is! Level 20, double link. It's funny how like, the double, like, let me just look at that description again. Slightly raised link skills and chance of link damage. It's not a chance. It always triggers a second follow-up attack. But okay, is this the way? It should warn you before it, or it could not warn you. Okay, so I am gonna preemptively call the episode here. I know it's in the middle of a labyrinth, but I've done that before. So, see you all next time for something very, very important. Especially to all you shippers.